The 90s and early 2000s were dominated by great RPGs, but it seems like today's gamers are only interested in shooters and sports games. But I don't necessarily think it's because the tastes of gamers have changed, more so than the quality of RPGs from the yesteryear have went down. So this had me thinking, what RPGs need to make a comeback to bring the quality back up to where it was in the 90s and 2000s? And I think I have 5 great games to do just that. This is Playeressence's top 5 RPGs that need to make a comeback. Number 5, Jade Empire. Before Mass Effect took the gaming community by storm in 2007, BioWare released Jade Empire on the original Xbox in 2005. Everything about the game was fantastic. The graphics, story, and combat system pushed the limit for what was done in a modern RPG at the time. The combat in particular was amazing, allowing for a wide range of playstyles. There were also multiple classes, so replay value was good. BioWare, I know you guys love Mass Effect and Dragon Age right now, but you owe it to the gamers to release another game in the Jade Empire franchise. Number 4, Skies of Arcadia. Sega's Skies of Arcadia was nothing short of a masterpiece. While traditional, the battle system in Skies of Arcadia was solid. Combine that with the amazing graphics and likable characters, and you have yourself a hidden gem. One of the most unique things about this game was the ship battles. They played a lot like the battles on foot, but with each party member manning a battle station. The Legends battles in the GameCube version really added a lot to the already fantastic experience the Dreamcast version offered. Sega, for the love of God, please release an HD port or a new game in the franchise. The characters, art, and story are too good to let it die. Number 3, Secret of Mana. While there have been many games in the Mana series after Secret of Mana, none of them have related with gamers as much as the SNES Classic from 1993. This was the first RPG I played multiplayer with my brother. And if you had a multi-tap, you could actually play 3-player co-op. Secret of Mana had an excellent combat system where your weapons gained XP and could transform into stronger weapons. I really haven't played another game like it since its release more than 20 years ago. The game was made back when Square Enix was known as Square, and that Square we all know of is now split between Monolith Soft and Mistwalker. Will we ever see another game like the original Secret of Mana? Who knows, but it needs to make a comeback in some way, shape, or form. Number 2, Final Fantasy VII. I know what some of you guys are saying. There are multiple games in the Final Fantasy franchise that were released after Final Fantasy VII, and with some Final Fantasy fans even saying that they were better than Final Fantasy VII. But here's the thing. Since Final Fantasy X on the PS2, there has been a drought of the classic Final Fantasy that we all know and love. And what better Final Fantasy game to bring back than the most popular one of all time? The battle system, style, and characters of Final Fantasy VII need to be brought back. I wouldn't mind a Final Fantasy VII 2 type of deal, or even a complete remake with modern graphics a la the Wind Waker HD. Fans have been clamoring for a remake of Final Fantasy VII for years now. Square, get it done. Number 1, Chrono Trigger. Chrono Trigger is the epitome of RPG design, and was far ahead of its time when originally released in 1995. As a matter of fact, many modern RPGs don't employ many of the systems that made Chrono Trigger such a joy to play. The dual and triple tech attacks were amazing, and there aren't many other RPGs out there that have 14 different endings. Even without the use of voice acting, Chrono Trigger perfectly explains the emotions of characters and their personality through gestures, text, and music. Just as with Final Fantasy VII and Secret of Mana, many of the people who originally worked on Chrono Trigger are split between Monolith Soft and Mistwalker. To get another game made in the franchise, Nintendo, Monolith Soft, who's owned by Nintendo, and Square Enix would have to work together. What are the chances of that happening? Well, better than 0% most of you are thinking. I say this because Nintendo is publishing Bravely Default Flying Fairy in Europe and North America, which is a Square Enix game. If they could work together to bring that RPG to the gamers around the world, maybe they can work together to bring fans another game in the Chrono franchise. I know it's a long shot, but I can dream, can I? At this point, the RPG genre has been dying on consoles. The handheld systems have plenty, but the consoles are missing out. If these 5 games could make a comeback, I feel gamers would be much more excited about the genre as a whole. What are your top 5 RPGs that need to make a comeback? Put them in the comment section below, and make sure you lock it into Playeressence.com all week for all your news, reviews, trailers, tips, and tricks. Alright, we'll see you guys next time. Peace.